This is Eyewitness News, the news leader, with Bill Ritter and Liz Cho. Scott Clark with sports, and Sam Champion with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Now, Eyewitness News at 6.
A family viciously murdered tonight is laid to rest. This as new theories abound about why they were killed. Was it a hate crime? Was it organized crime? Was it perhaps terrorism? And they're called New York's bravest, but the nicknames of some local firehouses now suggesting otherwise, and that may be about to change. Good evening, everyone. At 6 o'clock, we begin with that unsolved murder in Jersey City.
And tonight, the mystery deepens. There are still several questions and several theories about why 4 members of the Armanius family were killed. Today was an emotional and tense day outside the community center in Jersey City where their funeral services were held. But the question that continues to plague police: why were they murdered? The investigator, Sarah Wallace, has been looking into some of those theories, and she joins us now with more. Sarah.
Well, listen, Bill, what we are being told is that local police investigators, along with the FBI, are looking closely at the background of 47-year-old Hussam Armanius, conducting interviews, trying to determine who he was with last, where he had spent time. Right now, no motive is being ruled out, but one source did tell me the murders appeared to be well thought out, well planned, and well executed. This does not seem to be the work of some junkie.
Church! The Muslims, they killed them!
The tension palpable at the Coptic Community Center in Jersey City. This Christian mourner dragged out of today's funeral mass, angry that Muslims had come to offer their condolences. Police hustled the man into a patrol car as other angry Coptic Christians vocally blamed Muslims for the murders of 47-year-old Hussam Armanius, his wife and their 2 daughters, ages 15 and 8. Friends and family claim Armanius had frequently denounced the Islamic faith in a chat room on the internet website paltalk.com, and that his life had been threatened.
Of course it was a link. This guy, because he got on a website and made his voice heard about what he believed, and he got killed for it.
As mysterious men in black overcoats watch the scene, Coptics at the funeral refuse to hear that religious hate is just one theory police are looking at. Robbery remains a possibility since money was taken from the family home, but a source says jewelry was not. Over the weekend, investigators also spoke with a female relative who was an FBI translator during the trial of attorney Lynn Stewart, accused of passing messages to blind cleric Omar Abdel Rahman. But the woman reportedly told officers she hasn't spoken to the family in years. And we're told further down on the list is a possible mentioned drug gang link to a former tenant. As mourners erupted in grief-stricken cries, more scuffles erupted between those trying to keep the peace and those determined to convict Muslims for the family's murders, even though police say there are no hard facts. But some voices of reason could be heard.
They're so in grief that they're gonna point fingers at whoever they can right now.
And it's the Muslims in their mind.
In their mind, yes. It's in their minds, but we don't know yet.
No, we don't. Sources tell us that some of the victims had puncture wounds to their throats, suggesting they may have been literally and symbolically silenced. The question: who would send that message and why? Bill, Liz.
And clearly no easy answers for the police.
No, they are just working, as you can imagine, full-time on this, all around the clock.
Horrific crime.
And so much emotion, so many directions.
All right, thanks, Sarah. The weather is making news tonight as we switch gears because some of the coldest temperatures of the season now with us, and it has a strong hold on our area. Of course, you don't need us to tell you it's cold. If you've been outside, you know, but you do need us to tell you how long it's going to last and how cold it will go. For that, Sam is here with the AccuWeather forecast. Sam?
Can do, Bill. It is not the coldest of the season so far. 11 degrees, you'll remember it, December 20th. And with that cold air, we're going down to 12 overnight tonight, but this one lasts for the week and potentially into next week. Wind chill advisories are out tonight from the National Weather Service for the lower Hudson Valley, a good part of northern Fairfield County and Connecticut, also northern New Jersey. And that means these wind chill levels are going low enough that your skin can get into a little bit of trouble if you leave it exposed for a very long period of time. You could actually damage your skin in that kind of cold air. It's part part of a two-punch blast. This first one comes down for early week, then the next one hits us for later on in the week. Basically, we'll warm up above the freezing mark by midweek, but think cold air, and this one sticks for the entire week. Wind chills overnight tonight in those extreme northern areas as cold as 20 below zero tonight and tomorrow morning. 5 to 15 below for a good part of the Hudson Valley, northern New Jersey, and the rest of us at the zero mark or at 5 below for those wind chill values. Now remember, some of those are at dangerous levels, and that's why that wind chill advisory is out for northern areas. We'll go over the temperatures, and we've got to talk about moisture that moves in during this cold week. Yeah, all that's ahead in your AccuWeather forecast in just a minute. Liz?
All right, Sam, thanks a lot. Well, tonight the New York City Fire Department is forcing dozens of firehouses to change what's being called inappropriate nicknames. Nicknames like Southern Comfort and Happy Hookers. It is the latest incident for a department, no stranger to controversy. Eyewitness News reporter Joe Torres is in Harlem with the story. Joe?
Liz, along with Happy Hookers, you've got other names like the House of Pain and the Harlem Zoo. The names almost sound like they belong on an arcade game, but instead, those are the nicknames for some New York City firehouses, and now the FDNY says those names, as well as others, have got to go.
Engine 75, Ladder 33 in the Bronx, known for years as the Animal House. Engine 301, Ladder 150 in Queens, home to the Hollis Hogs. And Engine 59, Ladder 30 in Harlem housed the Harlem Zoo.
I have nothing against zoos, but I don't understand why it should be identified with them.
You think it sends the wrong message?
Of course it does.
Fire department brass feel the same way. That's why the 3 firehouse nicknames, along with 28 others, are on the way out. There are 358 FDNY patches featuring the different names and logos of fire companies throughout the city. The names and logos are often displayed on firehouses and trucks. Well, now 31 nicknames have been extinguished. Why? A department spokesman told us FDNY officials were reviewing all department patches to make sure nicknames meet department regulations for content and size. The Harlem Zoo failed in the area of content.
I lived here all my life. I was born and raised in Harlem. I done seen a lot. And the people that come through here, they act like animals.
So zoo is okay for you?
Yes.
It was here inside the Animal House where firefighters allegedly had sex last summer. The nickname, though, apparently dates back to the days when firefighters used horse-drawn rigs to respond to calls.
The changes are already underway. On Staten Island, there was a firehouse that had the nickname Southern Comfort. It's also the very same firehouse where in late 2003 there was an alcohol-induced brawl between firefighters in the firehouse. The new name, South Shore Pride. Live in Harlem, I'm Joe Torres, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Perhaps more appropriate. Joe, thank you. Now to the commemoration of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Celebrated today across the country and, of course, here in our area as well. We begin in Atlanta, where a service at the Ebenezer Baptist Church, home base for the civil rights activist from 1960 until his assassination in 1968. His widow right there, Coretta Scott King, and their children in attendance there. In Newark, Acting Governor Richard J. Cody delivers a speech remembering Dr. King. He talked today at the St. James AME Church located on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
And Martin Luther King Day, also an important day politically for the New York City mayoral candidates. Mayor Bloomberg and the possible candidates who may run against him today joined Reverend Al Sharpton for a tribute to Dr. King. They were also looking for voter support. Political reporter Dave Evans is here now with the story. David?
Liz, as you know, it used to be that politicians avoided Al Sharpton like the plague. Yet today they risk offending Sharpton if they don't cozy up to him. Times have certainly changed. And with this being an election year, Sharpton could be a power broker in the race for mayor. Reverend Al. And it's a requirement for just about every politician hoping for higher office.
I think Reverend Sharpton is a voice who deserves to be listened to. He has been a national voice, and that is why I'm here.
This year, Sharpton's forum is about the mayor. He's up for re-election. Bloomberg's campaign theme, that New York is better off with him as mayor.
The jobs are coming back in all 5 boroughs. Unemployment today in this city is lower than it was back before 9/11. It's still too high, but we've got to still bring jobs back, but we're going in the right direction.
Democrats are out to convince voters that New York is not going in the right direction. One candidate said Bloomberg's nicer than his predecessor, but so what?
Giuliani treated us so badly, anybody that winks at you, you think we got some great changes going on here.
Others focused on a new stadium for the Jets and whether it's worth $600 million in public money.
This is a private business. If they wish to have a stadium, let them pay for it themselves.
If black and Hispanic voters go to the polls in large numbers this November, they'll decide who becomes mayor. 4 years ago, many of them were angry with Mark Green, and that's part of the reason why Bloomberg won 22% of the black vote.
I think a lot of his black vote 4 years ago was based on the behavior of his opponent. His black vote this time will be based on his own behavior. And whether that'll be more or less than 22%, he's going to have to convince people of that between now and November.
Has he convinced you at all?
Well, I do not expect at the end of the day I'll be endorsing Michael Bloomberg.
Well, officially, Reverend Sharpton has said that he backs Councilman Barron for mayor. Barron doesn't really have much of a chance, so once we are done with the primary in September, the question will become how much of an influence Sharpton can be in this race. Could he turn out the black vote for Ferrer or for Gifford Miller and against Bloomberg? We shall see. Liz and Bill?
And he certainly was an influence in the presidential race.
Yes.
So we'll have to see. All right. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Dave. As we continue on this Monday night, angry commuters converge on lawmakers. Just ahead, find out how passengers tired and angry about one bumpy ride after another plan to deliver a personal message.
And a little later in tonight's Extra, turning a vacation in paradise into a volunteer effort to help tsunami victims in South Asia. Stay with us.
Tonight, mothers taking their baby's health into their own hands.
She wasn't tolerating whole milk, and we just had to make a change.
The benefits and risks of sharing breast milk. A report no parent should miss. Tonight on World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
We've stared down the worst that could happen. We've seen the best of ourselves. We've recovered, rebuilt, and restored. We've reaffirmed our faith in ourselves, each other, and our nation. Here in the heart of commerce, culture, and community, Lower Manhattan.
Discover your very own American success story. Build your business right here, right now, in Lower Manhattan.
Where the only thing greater than today's success is our vision for tomorrow.
We're going to make accounts payable exciting again. That's what we need to do, people.
In the time it takes to clean out your desk, you could save hundreds on car insurance. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Cool! Crazy, Chris. That's crazy. 8 essential vitamins and minerals, but it won't save you money on car insurance.
Oh, okay.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Why haven't you called Geico?
John Grisham takes you inside the highest echelons of political power, where nobody played the game better than the broker. Once the world's most powerful man, he is now the most wanted. From Washington, D.C. to the back streets of Italy, he's on the run and running out of time. The Broker, the new novel of international suspense by John Grisham. In stores now.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to win big. The New York Mega Millions jackpot is now
over $130 million.
This was no holiday for some commuters in Connecticut. Angry commuters, angry over roads and trains that they say are clogged and falling apart. So today they started planning for a grassroots uprising at the State House later this week. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Fleischer talked to them.
They have absolutely preferred the roads to the rails, and that it's time to make up for lost time.
Leaving Carol Layton and Jill Kelly to take the next big step, along with many of their friends, by voicing their frustration over Connecticut's clogged roads and severely aging transportation system.
I think the legislators have been feeling this is such a local issue for Fairfield County. But they're beginning to get the picture now that it's a statewide issue.
The Citizens Transportation Lobby, holding a rally this Wednesday in Hartford, hope to focus legislative attention on what they say is a critical need to address transportation problems.
The citizens of the state believe that their lives will be much better if they have a decent transportation system.
Commuters are rightfully angry about the status of the transportation problem.
Clearly feeling the pressure, lawmakers may have to look at different dedicated funding sources, like raising the gas tax or instituting tolls, all to make the necessary improvements on the rails and roads.
They really have to, this session, enact some legislation that will provide the wherewithal to get new railroad cars.
Most of the rest of the state understands that if we don't deal with this now, it's not a problem that's going to get better by ignoring it. It's only going to get worse.
Leaving legislators now to determine where to begin making those improvements and where they can find the money to pay for them. Reporting from Stanford, Tim Fleischer, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
And just ahead on Eyewitness News, packing up for a working vacation.
Traveling to tsunami-ravaged South Asia, not as tourists, but as volunteers. It's tonight's Extra, and it's next.
And it's cold air, very cold air, and it lasts for a while. Your AccuWeather forecast is on its way.
Inauguration Day 2005, a uniquely American event. And again, viewers turn to ABC News and Eyewitness News. Peter Jennings, Diane Sawyer, Charles Gibson, Bill Ritter, and Dave Evans. More complete coverage Inauguration Day, Thursday.
Sell everything. You know what? Definitely buy.
Sell it all.
Yeah, I think we should probably sell. No, sell it. I want you to sell it.
I think we need to sell. We should buy.
We should buy.
Buy. We better buy.
Rated best resale value. The Accord LX is a sound investment today and down the road. For more helpful financial advice, visit your Honda dealer. Now you can lease an Accord LX sedan for $219 a month.
Trip to Global Bazaar at Target. It's a world of treasures for your home. But get here before it's gone.
Need storage? Public Storage has everything you need to store anything you've got. Now get your first month's rent for just $1. Call 1-800-44-STORE today and get started for just $1 at Public Storage.
The bird speaks for itself. Call 1-800-OK-CABLE and get your first 6 months of Roadrunner high-speed online from Time Warner Cable for just $29.95 a month. Get all the speed you need with Roadrunner.
Wow. Well said. 255 horsepower SRX V6 performance utility. Cadillac. Breakthrough. Visit your tri-state Cadillac dealer for this attractive offer. Residency restrictions apply.
And all new Oprah. The show ends and the cameras keep rolling.
I wanted to say it so badly.
Celebrity moments you didn't see.
That is really embarrassing.
Tomorrow's Oprah.
An all new Oprah tomorrow at 4.
In tonight's Extra, a paradise lost. We all know it'll be quite some time before South Asia rebuilds and becomes a vacation hotspot again. But some tourists are still traveling there. Instead of changing their vacation plans, they are now volunteering in the relief effort. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Nina Pineda.
The unfathomable loss of life is not the only tragedy of the tsunami. The economy, heavily dependent on tourism, has been devastated. But there's no reason not to travel to the countries affected by the tsunami. In fact, it's an excellent way to help.
You can go and spend your money and knowing that you're helping to rebuild the devastation in those areas, not by gawking at disaster, but by going and enjoying those areas of the country that weren't affected.
But there is another way to help.
People have big hearts.
At a recent expo, Jessica Glauser was running the volunteer travel booth. Her company books tours for those who want to help countries while visiting them. Right now, she's booking tourists who want to roll up their sleeves and get to work in Sri Lanka, hard hit by the tsunami.
The buildings were destroyed, the beach was completely destroyed. So they're strictly going to get involved with hauling away garbage, trash, cleaning up the beach, and then helping to rebuild that community.
The cost, $825 for 2 weeks. That includes lodging and food. The airfare is extra, but discounts are available. Some New Yorkers we spoke with thought the idea was worthwhile.
It'd be pretty cool, helping people out.
I was just helping somebody, and I would get these people have been devastated.
Glauser says that those who choose to help on vacation come back with much more than just a tan and snapshots.
You come back with the knowledge that you have been out there and helped people who really were looking to the world to help them in a time that was a great tragedy, and they really, really needed it.
And the response has been strong. In Manhattan, Nina Pineda, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
We all know they certainly can use all the help that they can get. Yes, very important. Well, warm and tropical there. Freezing cold here, but freezing cold here because it's been so warm lately.
Yeah,
it's still cold.
You would still call it a little colder than normal, certainly, but the reason that you're going to be so uncomfortable.
Used to 60.
Yeah, because it has been 50 and 60 degrees, but not anymore. Walk over the wall, we'll show you exactly what it looks like outside our doors. It's cold air. You noticed it today, and it's in for a while. Now, down tonight, we're talking about numbers getting down to like 12 degrees in the 5 boroughs, and certainly single digits north and west. Wind chills are going to be a big, important factor in tonight's weather as well. Normal low temperature, though, just to set things up, would be about 26 degrees this time of year. Tonight, we're going down to 12 in the 5 boroughs. So expect that's our official low temperature, but many of you will see temperatures in the single digits for lows tonight. National Weather Service on top of things with the wind chill advisory already out for a good part of the lower Hudson Valley, northern Fairfield County and Connecticut, and northern New Jersey. Now, I would extend that on into all of northern New Jersey, Bergen and Passaic County, only because these wind chill values are going to get cold tonight when that wind stays up and gusty. As cold as 20 below zero in extreme northern areas. Most of northern areas will be anywhere from 5 to 15 below, so about 15 below will be your worst wind chill, and that's late tonight, but even early in the morning. And 0 to 5 below is the way most of us will feel with those wind chills. Remember, in those advisory areas, too long in that cold air can damage your skin without any kind of protection. So 12, 19 degrees, those are the numbers now outside your doors, and you're dropping down to 9 degrees early in the morning, 12 degrees in Central Park, 13 degrees in Newark, 11 toward the island, looking at about 14, 15 degrees in central New Jersey. High temperatures rebound tomorrow, but not noticeably so. Look at 22, 23 degrees, also 20 degrees in Central Park. Northern areas warm up to 10, 18 degrees by tomorrow afternoon. Now, all of this cold air being shoved down on top of us by a pretty big open door from Canada with these big areas of high pressure. It stays the week and is reinforced by the end of the week, so don't expect to warm up anytime soon. Overnight tonight, there is a wind chill advisory out for those dangerous areas in northern communities. Make sure you're bundled up when you walk out the door because that air could really do some damage. Mostly sunny tomorrow, but the numbers don't really show it as we come up still to about 20 degrees, and tomorrow night 13 degrees, very cold with just a few late clouds. Couple of small wet systems try to get in here. There's a little flurry or snow shower in northern areas overnight tonight. Not that that will amount to much. Then Wednesday night and Thursday morning, there's another one. Could be a bigger issue for Sunday that's still outside the 5-day panel. We'll talk about that later this week.
All right. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Scott, up next with sports.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It gives us a time to reflect on a most important legacy. And with this day comes an NBA staple, a matinee of Knicks basketball. We will show you how they did against the Bulls. Plus, the Jets clean out their lockers. We'll hear some parting words, an epilogue, if you will, next.
I trade all day. I don't want to make trade-offs. I want a bank that can get it done. You know what I want? Free checking. F-R-E-E. Now, there's a concept. Hey, let's talk branches. I want branches everywhere. Extended hours. Huh? I just want online banking that's easy. I want to pay my bills online for free. Nothing. I want ATMs everywhere. I want to swim in a sea of ATMs. Can you do that for me? I think you can.
Maximum strength checking, only from Chase.
Here in my country, we cherish the land. We protect it. We nourish it. And from the natural wonders of this land, we are able to create the most amazing wonder of all, the one you can taste. This is the pride of my country. This is Chilean fruit, ripe and delicious, harvested with care by us, the fruit farmers of Chile. Come to ShopRite and taste the natural wonders of Chile.
I'm a fire safety superhero. I practice my escape route even in the dark of night. I can low and go with the speed of light. I make sure matches can't be reached. I can dial 911. Me too. Fire is powerful, but so am I.
Tri-State Jeep Dealers and New York Lottery urge you to keep your home and family fire safe with Operation 7 Save a Life.
Closed captioning provided by your Lexus dealers.
So, we need broadband. Do we go for cable?
I'm thinking Verizon Business DSL.
I heard cable's fast.
So is Verizon.
Let's talk price.
Price? Verizon starts low and stays low. Doesn't jump up like some cable companies.
Really?
Does cable have unlimited remote dial-up access?
No.
Verizon Business DSL. Best value in broadband. Call 1-877-351-5DSL for a special offer and a price that starts low and stays low. Verizon Business DSL. Ranked for highest customer satisfaction by J.D. Power and Associates. We're committed to always serving you better. Call 1-877-351-5DSL now.
So now I'm thinking Verizon.
Well, I'm thinking my name should be first on the door.
How do you kick the new year off right? Kick it off with a 10-year warranty. Kick it off with a 5-star safety rating. Kick it off with $2,900 cash back. Kick it off with a new car at your local Kia retailer. If you don't, you'll be kicking yourself all year long. Visit your New York, New Jersey, and Fairfield County Kia retailers today. Hurry, offer ends soon.
This is Eyewitness News, proud to support the Protect Our Children campaign. Have you seen Kayla? ABC-7 and St. Barnabas Hospital in the Bronx urge you to protect our children.
Monday afternoon basketball.
Yes.
Yes.
It is traditional.
Yep.
The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. NBA matinee at the Garden has had historically really been kind to the Knicks. And today's opponent, the Chicago Bulls, Jamal Crawford. And he's back after missing 10 games with turf toe. And things look good early on for the Knicks. They led by as many as 11 points with this man, Stephon Marbury, leading the way. Take it to the hoop. Marbury, 25 points. Knicks up by 5 at the half and remained the leaders thanks to some good defense. Jamal Crawford with the block. Then Jerome Williams with the steal. And he'll go in for the slam. The Knicks led 81-76. Later, Stephon Marbury picking up the loose ball here, and he's off to the races. Marbury with the drive, +1. The Knicks led by 8 with 3 minutes to go. But back comes Chicago in the name of Ben Gordon, the pride of Mount Vernon, New York. Scored 13 of his 17 points in the final quarter. He brought the Bulls all the way back to tie the game. So we cut to the chase, 86 all. Gordon, once more, dealing the final dagger. A one-handed floater with 2/10 of a tick to play. The Knicks lose 88-86. They've now lost 7 of 8. So let's take you to Atlanta. Check out these unis. The Hawks wearing the bold gold, but there weren't many fans there to see it. The Nets tipping off against Atlanta. And there the Nets got running early on. Jason Kidd all the way on his own. Solo led the Nets to a 42-37 halftime lead. Second half now, check out Al Harrington. Right past Jason Collins on the drive, spinning, jamming. He led them with 22, but down the stretch, Kidd, who was only 3 for 10 from downtown, made a big one when it counted. 6-point lead, he with 23. Lawrence Frank, we need more, and they got it. The Nets hold off the Hawks 85-84 to sweep the season series and snap out of a 4-game losing streak. Well, the New York Football Jets cleaned out their lockers today, parting ways, I'm sure, with thoughts still of woulda, shoulda, coulda swirling in their respective heads. Marlo Scott was with the Jets today.
Doug Brine was one of the first Jets to clean out his locker this morning. The disappointment from Saturday's 2 blown, potentially game-winning field goals still evident, but now put in perspective.
The fact of the matter is when I make the kick in San Diego, I got way more credit than I deserved. And when I miss this one, I'm going to get more blame than I deserve, and that's part of the deal.
We were in a situation, and in my opinion, what I did, that was the right thing to do for our football team at that point in time.
Tough game, tough loss, tough way to end the season.
Yeah, we got a lot to build on, and we accomplished a lot of great things. But, at the end of the day, you're always disappointed because you're not holding that trophy up.
With the season officially over, now some of the emphasis is placed on the future of a number of key players with the Jets organization. Free agents Lamont Jordan, tight end Anthony Becht, and veteran wide receiver Wayne Chrebet, amongst others, may or may not be back.
That I haven't fulfilled all my goals here yet, so hopefully I'll have a chance to do that.
I enjoy being here, and it's going to be a tough decision. If I'm not here, I tell you what, I've enjoyed everything.
In Hempstead, Marvell Scott, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Elsewhere around the NFL, the former Giants head coach Jim Fassel is reportedly ready to sign up as the Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator. And now we get to tennis. Down under. It's the Australian Open. There, the men's number 8 seed Andre Agassi, coming off a torn hip tendon, had no trouble with qualifier Dieter Kindelman. 6-4, 6-3, 6-love. Roger Federer and Serena Williams also advanced today in round 1 of the Australian Open. I'm Scott Clark. That's it for sports, folks.
Okay.
Right. Thanks, Scotty. We have some breaking news to tell you about just before we go tonight. Utah authorities now say they believe last week's massive avalanche near a Park City, Utah resort trapped only a single victim. They originally thought as many as 5 were trapped. The full-scale search will likely end tomorrow. A county sheriff says rescuers have combed an enormous debris field and are exhausted. Once again, the search is likely to end tonight.
Yeah, Sam was on GMA this morning. They said then that they thought there was only one, and now they're confirming it.
Right.
Okay. On that note, that's it for us for now. Thanks for watching us tonight. I'm Bill Ritter.
I'm Liz Cho. World News Tonight with Peter Jennings is coming up next. We'll see you tonight at 11 o'clock. Enjoy your evening.
Bye-bye.